You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
I made her laugh before we came on.
Yes, you did. Did a finger countdown. It was great.
I mean, I gotta offset my initial feelings right now.
Okay, well, let's introduce real quick. Today we're going to be doing a Munchie, second Munchie on Maude, episode 9 and 10 of season 1, called Maude's Dilemma. Mm-hmm. Many of you may know it as the abortion episode.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
That's what a lot of people know it as.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, I would say it's quite famous in the land of TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your initial reaction, since you seem to have a strong...
I am just pissed, like super angry, pissed.
Okay, I get that.
Do you?
Is that because
why I'm pissed?
Because this came out before you were born?
Oh, no. It has nothing to do with that.
And we have gone backwards in time?
Well, there was that. But I set that aside.
Okay.
I actually transported myself into that time period, trying to, sort of empathize with the times and the different angles of people and everything like that. Because, I mean, it seemed like every character got a voice on the opinion and be able to voice the opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But the last scene is what just solidified the anger for me.
What about it?
Well, let's describe what's going on first.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go over that real quick. Okay, so in this episode, Maude, who is 47, she's married to her husband Walter, who's 49. She has a daughter who's 27, who's living with her, recently divorced, with her 8-year-old child. That's the household. They also have a maid named
Housekeeper?
Florida.
Let's do housekeeper.
Housekeeper's probably better, because she doesn't do windows. She made sure of that. She made sure to say that. Anyway, so Maude finds out that she's pregnant at 47.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has their own opinions on whether to keep the baby, not keep the baby, all this kind of stuff. Because at that time, states were starting to make it legal in their state. So you could travel to said state to get an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
The one they mentioned was New York.
Mm-hmm.
This was before Roe v. Wade in the U.S.
Oh, that's the federal one.
Yeah, that was federal. That made it legal across all states.
Right.
That has been overturned, much to the chagrin of the American public.
Especially half of it.
Over half.
Wait, yeah.
It's over half. Like I said, most people didn't want that to happen, but here we are. Anyway, so this came out in 1972. I looked that up because I wanted to see if it was before Roe v. Wade, which was in 73.
Ah, okay. Look at you.
I know. I did a little bit of research for a Munchie. I'm sorry. I went against my own thing.
I mean, I think it was out of pure, knowing for yourself, right?
Right. I had to know.
We're both people who have uteruses, and it's important for us to know where we stand.
Right.
In our time, right, that we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, a good portion of the United States is not legal to get an abortion, and there's even states where if you cross the border of a state to go get an abortion, you can be also fined and jailed for that as well.
That, and anybody who helps you do that can also be fined and jailed as well.
Yes.
Yay! Okay. Anyway, so that's our current state. We're going to talk about the actual show here. So Maude finds out she's pregnant. She goes through a range of emotions, obviously.
Yeah. I want to say happiness was not one of them.
No.
Joy was not one of them.
Excitement,
looking forward to, none of that was coming up.
No. Yeah. There's a lot of back and forth in this episode for her. Because the first episode is mostly getting the information out and putting all the options on the table, right? That's what that first episode's about. The second episode, which is the part 2, is her trying to make a decision without actually talking to her husband.
Yeah.
But she's basing her decision off of him.
It's a therapist's worst nightmare.
Right?
No communication between the couple.
No communication.
Between partners.
You got to communicate, people. Use your actual words and say what you want.
Truthfully, mind you.
Yes.
Truthfully. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's part of it too. Setting my anger aside, Maude was conceptualizing and trying to have a relationship with herself about this issue, and trying to reason with herself about whether not, right?
Right.
And the characters interrupted that process, and she kept saying, "Leave me alone, let me think," right?
She kept saying that, but then she also said, "If you leave me alone, I will hurt you forever," or something that. Yeah. Don't you dare leave me alone, but also leave me alone.
Well, I think part of it too is just human nature, is that when we sit with one another, we don't sit in silence very well.
No.
There's a social contract that somehow there's supposed to be words between us.
Well, and we also have to acknowledge that this is a TV show, and TV shows tend to have words.
They are, yeah.
They don't always. There have been some great episodes of TV that don't involve any words. But most of the time, when characters are in a scene, they talk to each other.
Yes. Yeah. That's normally how it's conveyed through the messaging is conveyed. I will say, in the time period this was made, and that Norman Lear was behind it, this was very well made.
Yes. I do want to say, I also did a little, this was from IMDb, so I didn't do like any deep dive research or anything, but that apparently the first episode aired, and then the second episode, most of their sponsors pulled. And so they aired it without sponsorship. So basically it came out of his pocket, Norman Lear.
Wow.
To air it. So we've talked about Norman Lear on this show before with Clean Slate.
R.I.P. Norman Lear, because you were a stamp on social justice, that's for sure.
Yes.
And social equality.
So one thing I want to ask you is, what did you know about this show or this episode before getting into this?
I just knew that she was fighting with the idea of either getting an abortion or having a baby. Like, that's all I knew.
Had you really watched this show?
I have never seen the show. I've seen clips and knew about it because of Bea Arthur. I'm a huge Bea Arthur fan. But no, I didn't know anything about the show other than
I didn't either. I knew about this episode because it's very important to TV history.
It is.
Yeah. But I hadn't actually watched it myself either.
Do you want to know why I'm pissed?
Yes. I think we're finally at the time for you to tell us why you're pissed.
Little hook at the top there. Gotcha.
Me and the audience want to know, what the hell is your problem? No.
I am pissed because the whole time she was trying to decide, she wasn't deciding for herself. She was deciding for her husband.
Yes. That was the second episode, yes. Yeah. Like I said, the first episode really just lays all the cards out on the table.
Yeah.
And
then
lays
she gets
out all the
cacophony of opinions from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of noise coming in. The thing is, she's already had a baby. She knows how this works, right?
Right. Also, she didn't have to tell anyone when she got home.
Oh, no, she didn't have to tell anyone. Apparently the doctors talk.
Apparently.
This is another thing that pissed me off.
Yeah.
Then they go home and talk to their wives. Psst, psst, psst. Did you know?
So it spread pretty quickly.
Gossip. Yeah. So she didn't even get a chance to be mad or happy or anything when the whole town circle of friends already knew. She didn't even get the chance to announce it.
Right. Her telling Vivian was very funny, though. Made her turn Vivian away from her because she couldn't tell her to her face.
That was comedy gold right there.
And that also, tell me you're pulling my leg. Please tell me that.
Yeah.
There's some great funny moments. I laughed during this, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's a very serious topic, but it was very funny.
Good. I'm glad you laughed at it because that was written to be,
of course,
yeah.
It's a sitcom.
And of course, true Bea Arthur fan of snapping at, quips.
Right.
Yeah. So, yes, very nice. Very nicely delivered. Good, relatively well written.
Yeah.
I wasn't even pissed that they had
The
the
thing about it
male
is,
perspective. I really like that they added the male perspective,
yeah, I like that they added that too.
except for the last scene. Just like, why? Why are we deciding on having kids when we're deciding it as our husband's perspective, not our own?
Right. Well, and that reaches back to that time though, if you think about it, because that's I mean, think of the other lady who had 4 kids and now is pregnant with the 5th one.
Right, and
She
she's, like,
literally
trying.
said, "I that's not a decision for me." Yeah, it is. But that was the mindset back then. Was that it wasn't her decision.
And I think the daughter, I don't remember her name, the
Carol.
daughter, Carol, was saying, "Screw all those people. You
That's
decide
what
for you."
that's what exactly she was saying. She's got the new mindset, the
Yeah,
very 70s, 80s mindset rather
yeah,
than the 50s and 60s,
yeah,
which is what
yeah.
she was trying to say, where abortion is not sinful. It's not a taboo that we don't talk about. It's also not dangerous or
Right,
illegal.
right, right. It's a procedure.
It's a procedure, like
Yeah,
going to the dentist.
and I really that was funny. I really like that they added the vasectomy angle to it.
Right?
It kinda highlights, I mean, I guess to me it highlights the,
That men also have control over this situation too.
yes, there's that, and then also they're just as scared to get their junk
Uh-huh.
touched as much as we are.
Uh-huh. Which is
Um,
really interesting because Walter said he never wanted to be a father. Why didn't he have this done beforehand?
Thank you very much, because that's what I was thinking, and I got more pissed.
Right?
Dude,
If you
if you've
never
known all
wanted,
this time
right?
and this, because I was thinking about, and I've used this before in other conversations, I don't know if I've used it here on this platform, but the penis is a weapon.
Right?
To people with uteruses, the penis is a weapon. And it has continually been used as a weapon for eons, literal eons,
Mhm.
because they are the ones in control of the population.
Yeah. The thing about it is he knew he didn't want kids. And for him, it's easy to get it done. You just make a phone call and an appointment and it's done.
Yeah,
Women
2
can't
days
do
later,
that.
you're up running around like you were before.
Well, it's not even that. Women can't do that,
Nope.
especially back then. Can't just go, I don't want kids, please remove my fallopian
Oh,
tubes.
yeah, you still
Thank
can't
you.
do it today.
No.
Today, doctors are refusing
Doctors refuse
preventative care in
that
that
you
way.
have to get a husband's consent. All of
And
these
it
pieces.
doesn't matter the gender of the doctor either.
No.
They are taught to convince or coerce.
Women too. You'll want children one day, so we're not going to do this.
Exactly.
No. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, men, if you don't want children, take your role and just make a phone call.
Do
And
us a solid, those of us with
yeah.
uteruses, and get that shit snipped, man.
I have to say, every time they said snip, snip, it reminded me of in The Office when Michael keeps getting a vasectomy for Jan.
Yes.
He keeps getting it undone, so he does it like 3 times. So he goes
Yeah.
snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
That's the other thing. When women get their organs taken care of, I don't know how to,
I mean,
a hysterectomy
it's a
or other,
sterilization for us. Well, it's not a hysterectomy, but it's fallopian tube removal
right,
or
or tubes tied as the
tubes tied.
yeah,
Is
and it's just cutting them off and stuff like
it's
that.
just sterilization.
Sterilization, it's more invasive and takes us forever to heal.
Yeah, it's like a
'Cause it's
2-month healing process, I think.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then men just go in, get it done, come back out, and it's reversible.
It is most of the time. Most of the time, I can't say it is always. There are complications, but yeah, most of the time it is.
Well, if you're worried about that, freeze your sperm.
Right? There are these things called IVF, and that's fine. That will get you a kid. That is your own genes if you wanted. You just have to pre-plan. Anyway, so
Again, preventative care.
Yeah, this whole show provided a lot of different perspectives. It also relied on old wives' tales, or at least how she conveyed it a few times. Like she said, the rabbit died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's an old wives' tale. Is if
It's
you pee on a
very
rabbit,
old way of
and if it dies, you're pregnant.
I think there's more science to that, and the TV show MASH actually goes into it.
There's probably is. I've never looked it up because
Yeah, no, they actually
who
utilize
would
the
pee on a
rabbit.
rabbit for that?
It's not, you don't pee on a rabbit. That's not how that works. There's you have to literally kill a rabbit and then utilize some part of the rabbit to then do a pregnancy test. This is actually talked about in MASH, and it's talked about in graphic detail.
I will say I've never watched MASH.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's not how that works. You don't pee on a rabbit like you do a stick.
I'm just saying that was the image that came to my mind.
I'm sure. Squatting over a rabbit that won't stop moving. Sure.
Right. I was like, this is not going to work. Anyway.
That's not how that works. Wow. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Like I said, old wives' tale.
I'm glad you were scientifically minded enough and has some reasonable critical thinking skills to know that wouldn't work.
No, but it's funny. It's funny to think about. There's a bunch of old wives' tales of how to figure out if someone is pregnant. But anyway.
But that's enough. That just highlights how much women were, quote unquote, kept in the dark about their own bodies, about how all this works. And it weaponizes the penis. Yes. Hello.
It does. It really does.
Sorry, I'm angry. I'm so angry.
Well, and I have to say, it is a product of its time.
It is a product of its time.
Because this was, 6 years ago now. And that's a long time. That's a long time. And
what, did you say 6 years?
60.
Oh, 60. Sorry. I was like 6 years ago. That's when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Like, I don't know when that was overturned.
About then, yeah. Yeah. No one's excited about that. Anyway, but it was about 60 years ago.
60 years ago. That's relatively short time.
It is, but our society has changed. There's been a lot of change.
Has it though?
Yes, but I think that's
the other
ways.
part of it that I'm still pissed about too, is that I don't know that times really have changed. We're still perpetuating old wives' tales. Men are completely uneducated about women's bodies. Women are completely uneducated about women's bodies. And we're keeping everyone in the dark
about our education system. And they want to keep us in the dark.
Oh, yeah. They want the populace to continue to be and not support that populace.
Right.
I'm exhausted.
I know. It's exhausting. I know. But this episode, I think, was really good, especially of its time, to start that conversation. I mean, this is one of the first shows, I think, that even talks about abortion.
Very likely.
And especially from a woman's perspective.
For the most part, yes.
It was mostly a woman's perspective. Not just Maude, but you also had Vivian and Carol in Florida. So, and also the other lady, I don't remember her name.
But
she
even
came
Florida
in to use the bathroom.
You're right. And I already knew by that instance right there that she was pregnant.
Yeah. It was the way she walked.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was the fact that she asked to use the restroom.
That too. When she was picking up a kid for a carpool.
Yeah.
She already has 4 kids and she's having another one. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. I was going to say that
even back then.
Even Florida mentioned that, her husband would be angry about having another child, that wouldn't, again, it's based on the man's perspective on whether or not to have more children.
Well, yeah, he would leave. That's what she basically was inferring.
So in order to keep him, she has to take the responsibility of not getting pregnant. That's the inference there for me.
I mean, maybe it could also be that
because women are to blame for getting pregnant.
It could also be that he has a vasectomy, so then that's another reason for him to leave.
Very unlikely in that time period, but yeah, that could.
I doubt it,
especially if she's married to another person of color.
I believe she is, because she goes and has her own spinoff.
I thought I remembered that
as a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own spinoff. That's not what we're talking about here, but
no, eventually we'll get there.
I don't remember the name of it.
Is it Good Times?
Possibly.
I think that's another Norman Lear show.
Anyway, I think this was a good starting point for this discussion as a society, because it just became legal in certain states. So then they wrote the episode, and then it became legal across the states, and everyone just kind of got over it. and was fine with it until recently.
Mm-hmm. So I have a question for you.
Oh no.
Did you relate to Carol's stance, her viewpoint?
Yeah.
I mean, you two are ostensibly
Can
the
you,
same age.
right? I was about to
So
ask you. I mean, you're roughly the same age as Maude,
I
so
am.
can you imagine having a kid and making your decision based off a man?
Can I just say fuck no?
Good. But
And
yeah, I related to
that's the
Claire.
least emotive way to say that.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine you, getting pregnant and basing a decision on a man. No, I can't imagine
Would you
that.
have thought that your mom had lost her ever loving mind?
Yes.
Because that is just not who I am.
There would be an intervention.
Would
I
there?
would be organizing an intervention. Lots of family would be coming in very quickly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I just wonder about Carol's she pushed quite a bit. She
did.
very passionate about
Well, and
making Maude understand she had a choice.
part of it was, I think she was trying to help break down the barriers of it. It's not sinful, it's legal, it's not dangerous, all those kind of things. Things that Maude grew up with, right? The
Yeah.
worries that Maude grew up with.
Yeah.
Informing her of that thing, but also telling her that she was worried about her because Maude it's a geriatric pregnancy.
It is a geriatric pregnancy.
So, and that causes so many complications. And to be honest, that can actually make it twins or triplets.
It can. And that is it I think there's a 50% chance or something like
yeah.
Yeah, for that
it
to
goes
happen.
up.
And I want to educate the public here about this, and you can go out and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain that I have learned the right education on this, is that geriatric pregnancies start at age 35. 35.
Oh,
Hello.
I thought it was 32.
Might be 32. And I actually know, or had known, a person, not in my life anymore, but it was a coworker-ish kind of thing going on. And she told me she had a geriatric pregnancy that ended up in twins, and she was older and running around with 8-year-olds and like exhausted. Because when you have a geriatric pregnancy before perimenopause and you go through perimenopause will kick your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't matter if you have kids or not.
Right,
It'll
exactly.
kick your ass.
It'll kick your ass.
Because it's basically a second puberty. So imagine puberty when you're 13 and then put it into a 40-year-old body. Ta-da!
Yeah, it all comes back.
And it all comes back. It's a great time. I'm excited to age.
Sarcasm. Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
So geriatric pregnancies are in the younger third decade of your life. It's not in middle life or whatever. It's
not in the 60s or anything like that. No. Okay, some other questions to ask. Did you like the show? Would you continue watching it if it was on? Would you watch it?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I would totally watch it.
Yeah,
it's been on my list to watch for a long time. It's not been on the forefront at all.
It's also not really been available,
right?
Because we watched this on YouTube.
We did watch this on YouTube.
Yeah. Put it on streaming services, people. I don't really want to pirate things.
Bring MASH back. That'd be good.
Not back on air. Just put it on streaming.
Right?
I'm fairly certain it's in reruns. Well, this show was very, very feminist, so I don't need to ask the question if it was inherently feminist.
It is.
It was very feminist.
It's very feminist in the way that it gave multiple opinions across the board.
Right.
From different lifestyles, different lives, and all ages. Like yeah. The only one that was missing was the grandson. They didn't involve the grandson, although
I don't think they needed to. He was 8.
He was 8, probably didn't care. Yeah.
Also, that's kind of confusing to see your grandmother pregnant. That I think that would have just confused him too much.
I really like that they made a joke about the grandson's
potty chair being inherited by the uncle.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. That was a
great
good
line.
Yes. It's a great line. There's some good lines in there.
Yeah.
So did you have a favorite scene?
Yeah, as much as it angered me, the favorite scene was at the very, very end, where she is
finally accepts herself.
Yeah, she finally accepts herself, but she also accepts a lot of things about that whole situation. She had dropped her fear enough to make a decision
For
and also
herself.
communicate with her husband, who in
Mhm.
that moment, I do agree, is part of the decision making. But when you
Yes.
solely make your decision based on his decision, that's where I get angry.
Right.
You totally have usurped yourself and given over your autonomy of thinking and your agency to one man who ostensibly this is the problem coming from anyway.
Right. Right. As he said, I've interfered enough or something like that.
Yes, I thought that was a great line.
I think I've interfered enough.
Yes. Yes.
Just gonna let things be.
And I really liked too, another reason why I like that scene is because the camera was on him when he was talking about not having children and being
Mhm.
really okay with that, and he's never really wanted children. And I had seen signs of that being a therapist, I can see signs.
Well, yeah, and I mean, they
Prior to
didn't.
that, with how he was not excited about this news, he wasn't.
No,
It choked him up literally.
literally, yeah. And then the whole bread thing, I was like,
Right.
that's not what you do. But
Apparently,
okay,
the Heimlich maneuver hadn't been invented yet.
I don't think. No, I think it had. I just
I don't
think
know.
that old wives' tale again of the bread thing. I
Pushing
guess
it down.
I don't think the bread pushes it down. I think it creates more saliva, which helps lubricate things. I don't
like
think it would work in most
Looks
cases.
like it would gum up the works, literally.
Yeah. So,
hello, gluten.
if you're choking, don't eat bread.
No. no.
Give yourself the Heimlich maneuver instead.
Right. So yeah, I thought that was a great camera angle on
Mhm.
him to be very mindful about the weaponizing of penises. He's not the bad guy, except that he just didn't communicate with Maude.
No.
He was truly wanting her to be happy.
He was truly trying to let her make the decision, and he was going to deal with whatever she decided.
Yeah, and then
And she took it as he wants the baby, and that's
not
what
what
it was.
No.
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 Like I said, they needed to communicate, which they finally did by the end.
Yeah.
So luckily it wasn't like, in the middle of the pregnancy.
I thought it was really, really brave of Norman Lear to bring out that side of an opinion because you
Mhm.
don't hear men saying this. And also,
No.
even if we did, they wouldn't get the snap down at all, the slap down in
Right.
the comments. It's the women who are the ones that are getting the comments of, "But are you sure you don't want kids?
Right.
They're wonderful. Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Right.
Like the coercing and the think
And
about
it was
'cause in a
interesting
few
to
years.
hear him think about it, hear him talk about how he had dealt with it over the years
Right.
of, yeah, I don't want kids. It's fine. I don't want to be a father.
Right.
And all the comments that came with that. So,
Yeah. It's okay, people, to not want to be a parent.
Mhm.
And if you have these feelings, please don't be a parent.
If you're doubting at all, don't do it. Don't do it. It's just not worth it. We don't need more in this population. Our
No.
population has exploded. We are killing the earth. So let's just stop doing that.
I saw a comment. This really made me angry too. Adoption, not abortion. And I wanted to
God.
come unglued. If you have any education of the adoption system, the foster system, the
Right.
abandoned children in this world, the whole planet, do not have children. If you so really, really want to be a parent and want to know what it's like to raise little humans, adopt them, put them in your own home, and raise them.
Yeah. Adoption is always a decision. Is always an option. So,
This planet is not hurting for humans.
no, even though the world keeps trying to tell us that.
Right.
Well, the white world. I hate the white world.
This coming from white people.
As a white woman, I hate the white world. We suck. On that note,
That's a different show.
on that note,
Different episode for us to do.
anything else you would like to say about this episode?
No. It was a good one for us to do.
No, I'm glad we covered it too.
Can I did you have an overall feeling at all? Like, I mean, I was super angry.
I laughed. I thought it
Okay.
was pretty good, especially for the 70s. I tried to put myself in that mindset, which is hard because
Right.
I was born in the 90s. So
Right.
I don't know what 70s life was like, but I tried to put myself in the mindset of a 70s woman.
Yeah. Did you like Carol's hair?
The hairdos, man.
It was like half beehive. It was like mullet beehive.
Right? It was both. That was surprising.
I'm like,
I didn't know how you could pull that
first,
off.
how do you
but
do that?
shit.
Second, how do you keep it?
Right? That's a lot of product. I have to say, there's probably a lot of hairspray going on.
Probably, yeah.
What was it?
Yeah.
Aquanet?
That was the
That was
80s.
going
I don't know
into
what
the
was done
80s.
before that.
But
It might have been
yeah.
70s. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, I truly enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm glad we did this one.
I'm glad we did this one too. All right.
All right.
We can say goodbye now.
Yeah, we get to say goodbye now. Bye-bye, audience. Go be amazing.
Go be amazing. Be compassionate. And don't have kids if you don't want them.
That's the lesson from this episode.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.